I saw the old ones, but also I was a Mel Brooks fan, so I saw like Dracula Dead and loving it. So Leslie Nielsen was like a version of Dracula for me. But like you see the Bram Stoker stuff, you see sexy Draculas, but for some reason Leslie Nielsen is the one that I probably saw the most because I was watching Spaceballs and I was watching Young Frankenstein and stuff like that. So my correlation with it is I was always kind of afraid of horror movies, so I would kind of keep them at bay until I got older, and then I started downloading all of them in my brain. It's harder to find horror within your comedy. It's easier when you have your dramatic scene because in my head, the drama needs to be released in some way sometimes. Sometimes it has to be the scene, but if my character is kind of a mess up and stuff like that, so if I see a place to kind of like, because I think the jokes hit really hard. Even when I'm doing improv, I can't just be funny, funny, funny. You have to give them something that's follow the line and then hit them and stuff like that. So for me, it's like definitely to find those moments to be comedic within the horror or like, the action or anything like that. And it was so fun. It was so fun to do. I saw him in a screen when he's doing the screen test before we had to all get in front of the camera. We're in New Orleans and I had to, hold a gun this way and do this. And then he came up looking like Bela Lugosi and it was amazing. It was incredible. And he's walking around, you're like, oh my God. But then you see him all like, because he goes through so many different phases of Dracula. And then when I had my scenes with him and he's kind of a little messed up, it was terrifying. It was so easy to react. All you had to do was look at him and act. It was amazing. Con Air, Face Off, Raising Arizona as well. But then also when I got older, Adaptation was enormous. I remember, it's one of the very few movies I've ever in my life finished it and then go, whoa, 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 and started it from the beginning to see what I can pick up on now that I kind of know what the film is about. But he's a movie star. I mean, there's not as many movie stars anymore, you know what I mean? There's big vehicles, but it's like, there's not as many movie stars. I remember a couple like actors that are really established are like, because there's so much social media and you see everybody and stuff like that, but man, he was it for us. And I remember I did a show with John Malkovich and we got John Malkovich to watch Con Air with us so we can ask him questions during it, and it was the best thing in the universe. It was heaven. It was amazing.